Guys, what's going on? It's Braylon here. Story time! As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be sharing the very real and true story, a story that I've been wanting to share with the masses and the collective for a very long time, years in fact. I was just waiting on the right time and the right space to open up about this story. It's very sensitive to me, you guys, and I'm just going to be as authentic and true as I can. The moon right now is in Taurus. The planet Saturn is in Aquarius. So I can't really think of a better time for myself personally to come out about this kind of phenomenon, energy, situation thing. Aliens, abduction. Saturn and Aquarius is definitely bringing up karma in that way. Aquarius is associated with aliens in astrology, for those of you guys who don't know. 111 on the clock I'm seeing, so it's definitely a time. And moon in Taurus, I am a moon in Taurus. So as far as secret information and things like that, I think this is a great time for me to share my own kind of secrets and hidden energy. And then of course we do have Uranus in Taurus. Just yesterday, yesterday the moon in Taurus and Uranus were conjunct. I actually woke up right as that was happening. So it's the energy matches, okay guys? So there isn't going to be any tarot cards or anything in this video. This is just for entertainment purposes. Those of you who are led to listen and watch, I'm just hoping that this reaches the right people. I also want to say that there may be certain consequences or cause and effect to me coming out and sharing this video. I do feel a little bit of uncomfort, but you know, I want to share this story. So let's just go ahead and get into I was abducted. I believe I was abducted by aliens back in 2012, okay? And this is a real thing. You know, I've been wanting to record this video, like I said, for a while, and I would get, you know, I would think, oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but I had to wait for divine timing. And I'm actually glad that I did, because for those of you who know, on Facebook there's an option to view memories, okay? And I'm really happy that I waited to do this video, because I actually was looking in my memories a few days ago and I scrolled by a status that I had posted back in 2012. So I'm just gonna put some receipts here, you guys. Here is a picture of a status I uploaded back in 2012. So definitely a real thing here. I'm glad I had a little bit of proof there, because some of you guys are going to be skeptical. I don't really care. I just want to share my story. So as far as the year, I'm not really sure. I'm glad I seen that status, because it really confirmed to me that this happened back in 2012, which later on in my journey, several years later, I got into astrology and I realized that there were some very important occurrences back in 2012 that may have had something to do with this experience that I had. Specifically, Neptune entering Pisces. Now, I have no idea around what time this was. Unfortunately, I wish I knew exactly what time and what day, because I would totally go look at the planets and see what the hell was going on for this to occur. So, all right, guys, let's just go ahead and begin with this story. So I was hanging out with a few friends of mine. I'm in high school at this point in my life. So I was about 16, 17. At the time, I was really into the Illuminati. Me and my Libra best friend were still friends. I'm still friends with all of these people to this day, and I'm very interested. I think they all remember this as well, but they acted a bit strange, and I'll share that part of the story when it comes up. But so I'm hanging out with some friends, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. There was marijuana involved with this experience, and as far as what I believe, I think marijuana, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's a gateway drug. You know, you start doing marijuana and then it opens up, you know, I just seen 444 on the clock. Then it opens up, you know, other drugs. Now, see, I don't agree with marijuana being a gateway drug in that way per se. I guess it depends on who you are as a person. Now, I am very open minded. I'm very spiritual. I've always been this way. I've always been weird and I've always been able to feel things. I've always believed in things that some people don't believe in. I am a firm believer in aliens. I want you guys to comment down below if you've had any experiences after watching this video similar to this, and what you believe as far as aliens and stuff like that. But I believe in unicorns and fairies and all that stuff. I believe that anything can be real if you believe in it. Okay, so anyways, I think marijuana is a gateway drug to the spiritual realm, and this was the time of my life where I had just started smoking weed. I'm still a weed smoker, all right. It still opens my mind up, you know what I mean, to certain things. It definitely allows me to see things in a more mysterious way, I guess I'll say. So yeah, this was around the time when I first started smoking weed, and you know, people are going to have their opinion about that. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that because there definitely was marijuana involved, which I think was a very significant ingredient to this situation. It allowed my mind and the minds of my friends to be opened in such a way. So, you know, we're smoking weed, and I think when you first start smoking weed, it's different. You know, you build up a tolerance over time. So this was a very potent time in my life where I was just starting to fry my brain cells, for lack of a better word or way of saying it. I'm just kidding. You guys know what I'm saying. Like, it was the very beginning stages of marijuana, which I think is fun. That's when you laugh and stuff like that, and people can definitely get paranoid. But I don't think this was just the weed, you guys. You let me know in the comments below what you think. But anyway, so I'm at my best friend's house. I just want to say here, I was with a Libra, born on October 1st. I was with a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, born on December 21st, and I was with there was two guys and a girl, okay? My female friend is a Libra Scorpio cusp. So I was with two cusps. I was with a cusp of prophecy, the Sagittarius Capricorn. That friend is born on the last day of Sagittarius, and my female Libra friend is born on the last day of Libra. So I had the cusp of prophecy and the cusp of drama and criticism. Looking back on these details, it definitely, you know, it's symbolic. And then I had a firm Libra born on October 1st. That's a golden Libra. So, you know, Libra, Scorpio / Libra, Sagittarius / Capricorn, for those of you who are interested in the energy. I sure was. So I think all of us around this time, some of my friends might have been heavier smokers, but I do want to say all of us were like approaching our graduation. You know, I had like a year left of high school at this point. my two of my friends had already graduated, and then, you know, the other friend was in my same class. So I think this was like the beginning of stages where we all we're starting to smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? So we were giggling and laughing and everything was fine and fun. But the energy started to shift. I've always been very sensitive to energy. Okay, so, you know, we hadn't smoked a bunch. I think it was like a small joint. You know, this is high school, high school days, guys. So yeah, we hadn't smoked much, but we just started to get giggly, and we actually started like kind of wrestle, all of us as friends. We were just kind of playing. Now, I'm not someone who really does that a lot. You know, I mean, fun is fun, but I just remember starting to feel different in my body. Like everything was laughing, and then I just kind of started to disassociate a little bit. I don't know if it was like because I was high and laughing and maybe the blood rushed to my head or something, because we were kind of like wrestling and stuff. Well, my Libra friend, the October 1st Libra, not the Libra cusp, okay, my Libra guy friend, at some point during all the laughing, well, see, there was a point where I was like, okay, guys, we need to settle down, because, you know, I'm a Capricorn rising. I'm very responsible in situations, even if I'm drunk or under the influence of something. Like, I'm still very level-minded, okay, and I like that about myself. But in moments of fun like this, like, when it gets out of hand, I'm like, all right, guys. So I remember doing that. I was like, guys, we need to like settle down a little bit. You know, because someone's gonna get hurt. I just started to feel the beginning of what I was about to go through, which I had no idea at the time what was moments away of happening. So we're laughing, we're wrestling, and it was getting a little crazy. I'm like, all right, guys, we need to settle down. Someone might get hurt. And I'm laughing while I'm saying this. Like, you know how it is when you smoke weed, some of you guys out there. Like, even if you're trying to be serious, it's kind of like a laugh loop. If you ever get stuck laughing at something, like, no matter what you feel, you're still laughing because of what people are doing around you. Like, my friends were making me laugh. Well, this is this is where things kind of started. This is what sent me into this. Well, I feel I was abducted, but whatever this was, you guys, this is what sent me into this mindset. My Libra friend, my October 1st Libra friend is a bit strange. I love him to death, but I've come a long way on my journey, understanding like the shadow parts of ourselves and the work that we're able to do secretly. Everyone has light and dark. I've learned so much about this, talking about this literally years later. I just had to count, about 7 years ago this happened, around about a guesstimation, okay? Anyway, laughing. Hey guys, we need to settle down. Someone might get hurt. Ha 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 ha. Everyone's laughing, out of control. That might have been what initially got me uncomfortable, because I'm a control freak, okay? Well, my Libra friend, as I mentioned, he is definitely unique. He has his own powers, and him and I are very close, and our energy is definitely, when we're together, like, just really strange things happen to this day. But this is when we were quite younger, and he's funny, and he's weird, and he does things sometimes. I'm seeing 11:11 on the clock here. So I think he was just joking around. I kind of don't know with this Libra friend when he's joking around or when he's serious. He has an Aquarius rising, by the way, and a Leo moon. So he did this thing in the middle of us laughing, like shortly after I told everyone to calm down. It was just me and 3 other people. So a group of 4, including myself, on a bed in my best friend's room, just smoked a joint, whatever. Well, and there's a reason why I'm showing a little bit of hesitation and resistance to talk about this part, because it does bring up, I'm like right back there in that moment, you guys. So bear with me if I repeat things. It's just I need to go through this and share this story without rushing or force. Okay, it's a very intimate story for me. It's very, very near and dear information to me. And my first time really coming. I've told a few people about this, but this is my first time really in detail, even going through it myself, remembering it. So this is a tough part for me, but my Libra friend, like, he put both of his hands over my ears. And I even think at one point he put his hands over my eyes. And who knows? There could have been some kind of alien force working through him in that moment, because he's high too. I really don't know. I just know that he started chanting something, and I'm high, you know what I mean? So the details are a little blurry, but he chanted something in another language. It wasn't, and it was all fun and jokes at the time, but I take things like that very seriously. I was very open, especially in 2012. Little did I know Neptune had either just entered or was about to enter Pisces. We had the end of the world, 2012, December 21st. So we're dealing with those kind of energies around that time. Very sensitive time in my life. Well, he's chanting these words, and I don't even know if I'd want to repeat them if I even did remember them, because who knows what was really said. It might have been some kind of matrix code, but having my eye, I think it was symbolic that he covered my ears and my eyes. Whatever that was, like, it really just, that was the final moment. I think moments before that, the giggling and the feeling like a lack of control of my environment, that was the initial beginning of me kind of disassociating and sort of having an outer body experience here is what this was. But it definitely was triggered and initiated by my friend, my Libra friend, covering my ears and eyes and chanting these words, okay? And I remember really responding to that kind of scared. Like, I took his hands off my eyes and my ears, and I don't know really what happened, but after that moment, I was no longer in that room in my mind. It felt like I was dreaming, except I wasn't asleep. And my friends in the room were obviously awake and seeing, what's about to happen. So in my mind, and this is my experience, I have no idea how this looked. My friends, they didn't really talk about it much after. Okay, that's how I know it's real, because everyone really didn't, they wanted to just treat it like nothing happened. But here I am as a Pisces, like, guys, do you know what just happened? Like, but anyway, let's continue so you guys know. So I get my Libra friend's hands off my eyes and off my ears, and I like kind of push him away, and I'm kind of freaking out. I think, I'm not really sure what happened, but it was kind of scary, and I felt like I was in a dream. So let me just explain to you what I actually feel the part of this story is the abduction. Okay, basically the frame of mind in the realm that I was sent into after whatever was said to me or whatever feelings I had that triggered this. At one point, I remember speaking in Spanish. Like, I remember saying specifically the word senora. At the time, I was taking Spanish in high school, so I don't know if my mind, like, because my dreams and my subconscious as a Pisces is, I have a 12th house Sagittarius, so I have a very expansive subconscious that is actually very much associated with the galactic center. My subconscious is the galactic center, so it's very, very massive to say the very least. Very, very powerful, and my dreams are this way. So this could have been like a kind of a dream slash reality experience when you're having like an out of mind, outer body experience. Those of you who have tripped acid or done shrooms or smoked marijuana may have had similar situations to this. Maybe you've had dreams like this, but yeah, I remember speaking briefly in Spanish. I mean, at this point, things were just flashing in my mind, like kind of like a dream where nothing's making sense, but there's just these flashes of, I was like, at one moment I'm speaking Spanish, I'm back in school, and so there's that. But here's the tea, you guys. So what I remember is being okay, so there was a forest. I remember shortly after that, who knows the details that are missing, but this is what I'm able to remember, and I'm also going to touch on what I'm able to remember and why I'm able to remember certain keys and why I'm not supposed to remember certain things. I believe aliens very much work with memory. Okay, if there's something about, and I'm still figuring this out, you guys. I'm still, understanding this for myself and what it really meant for me. But I have come to terms, and I have come to the understanding that aliens are very associated with human memory for some reason. There's actually movies that I've seen after this incident, years later in my life, because this is something I'll never forget. I don't care. I'll remember it when I'm 50, and I will continue to be a person who says that I was abducted. I truly feel this. I've seen movies come out after this experience, like years later, that confirm my experience, especially the movie, and I will be mentioning movies in this video, you guys. The movie Arrival. Oh wait, no, it's not Arrival. That movie's cool too. A lot of alien movies out there. Oh goodness, am I not gonna be able to remember? Because there's a lot, and sometimes I forget the names of the movies, and I confuse certain movies with certain titles. But this particular movie, oh wait, is it Arrival? It's a movie where I think it might be called I don't know, guys. I might be able to put it in the comments later. Who cares, right? But there was a movie about aliens that talked a lot about memory and dreams. Like, these people were having dreams. There was this huge crystal that randomly came to Earth in this movie, and they got really close to the crystal. It started playing the Beethoven song. If any of you guys know what movie I'm talking about, please put it in the comments. It was a great movie. It might be called Afterlife, Another Life, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna look after I'm done reading this, or after I'm done recording this, if I can remember. Because in that movie, all of you guys should watch it. It really confirmed, aliens and memories, because the aliens in that movie were communicating with humans through the memory of their dreams. I'll have to look up the exact quote and stuff like that later on if I remember. But anyways, so I'll just start here. I remember all of a sudden I'm in a forest. It's dark, it's damp, it's wet. I'm in like a nightgown, barefoot, running, and I remember someone being with me. I think it was either an older sister or something like that. And we're running in the middle of the woods, and it's dark. Obviously, we're running away from something. And I wind up getting split up with this girl. This is all taking place in this room with my friends. So you guys tell me how I'm able to have a full-blown dream experience, outer body experience in my mind while I'm just sitting there with my friends. Like, I don't know what it looked like to them if my eyes were closed. I can't see this from an outsider's perspective. I could only share what I was able to feel, the sensations that were coming up. So it's kind of playing out like a dream in this moment, because I was there. It was very extremely vivid, this dark forest, and I get separated from this girl. Felt like a sister to me. This girl, it's almost like a scene from a movie, which a lot of my dreams are like that. But I get separated. I think she continues to run. Well, I get scared. I'm very scared. The emotion that I'm feeling, very scared and anxious, heart beating out of my chest. Like, at this point, I don't even really know what we're running from or what I'm scared of, but I stopped running. The person I was with is running away. Like I don't see her after this point. I stopped running because I'm scared, and I think there's like a bush or something that I'm hiding in. Little do I know, I'm underneath a table. My Libra friend did share that part with me, that I was actually underneath a table. But I didn't know that. In my dream, I'm like hiding under a bush, but my physical body was acting these things out, although my mind was somewhere else. Does that make sense? So I'm under a bush. Real life, I'm in my friend's room under a table that I'm thinking is this bush, right? And I'm really scared, you know. This part is what really confirms the abduction to me, because I remember pleading to something. Okay, I remember pleading to something, because at this point, and it's so interesting. I literally could feel the wetness of like the earth. Like it was almost like it had just finished raining or something. Like it was so real. And I remember, yeah, I might as well just share this part with you guys. It is difficult. This is a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. You know, I thought it was all fun and games. Like, oh, I'm just going to go on there and share my abduction story. Well, there's a lot of feelings that come along with this, you guys. So just be patient with me. I looked up to the sky, and I saw this massive, like huge, whatever it was. This is the part that scares me, because I literally know that I'm not able to remember what it was. What I remember it as, it's blacked out. It's blacked out, like but the thing is what sticks out to me is how huge and bigger than me this thing was. I mean, I'm looking up at the trees, up at the sky, and there's this huge thing. And I literally know that whatever was responsible, whatever was present with me, call it aliens, call it secret forces of the universe, whatever it is, it literally it graced me. And it continues to remind me of this. Like it's gracing me with, it's almost, what am I trying to say here? It was doing me a favor by not allowing me. Basically, if I were able to remember what this thing really was, what this thing truly looked like, it would, I don't even know, I might be a vegetable right now. I might not have ever returned to my mind, because I think this is the kind of thing where humans, which, you know, I'm very spiritual, I'm very otherworldly, but at the end of the day, I have a physical human body of limiting flesh. My brain capacity as a human experience is limited. There's just certain things that I think the human brain would shut down after comprehending, you know, trauma and stuff like that. Apparently, it would have been too traumatic for me to remember this thing's true form. And that's what really scares me, because what I can recall of this thing, looking up this big black huge, I mean, the thing is, you guys, is it's almost unbearable how small this thing made me feel. Another detail that I can share with you guys is that in this situation, wherever I was, in this realm of reality, or wherever this thing took me, or I feel like I unlocked a part of my brain and couldn't really process it, was processing it, and living it out in reality, but in my brain and in the subconscious, it was like, whoa. So I can tell you, wherever I went, whatever this phenomenon is that I experienced, we are all children. We are all children in the eyes of this thing. Because my physical body, you know, was, I would say, about 16. Yeah, it was the same age that my actual body was, you know, a young adult. But I felt like a child. I felt like a 4-year-old child. I was crying. I was in the fetal position, and this was actually happening. My friends were watching this happen, but of course they didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know, one minute we're playing around, laughing. My friend does this weird thing, and he's just kidding around, closes my ears and eyes, chants something, and then I'm like speaking Spanish and running around and hiding under coffee tables and shit, crying and speaking these things in reality when I'm just in a different world in my mind. So who knows what my friends think. It'd be really interesting if they watch this video. I am going to upload this to my Facebook. So we're all so puny and insignificant to whatever this force was. We're all children. You could be 50 years old, and it was like my inner child was the only thing that this thing was able to pierce through and see my worst fears, see everything. And I just remember looking up at this thing, and I'm actually really doing this in real life, my friend said. I'm like looking up, and I was just begging this thing. I was like, I just remember saying, please don't hurt me or my friends. I don't want to know. So there was something about this experience in that moment where it's like I felt like I knew the secrets to the universe. It was almost like I tapped into to some kind of all knowingness, and having done that sent me into a certain reality where I was able to, I think these things might have even been like, there may be the occasional human that shows up in this realm, and obviously these things are very serious about that because they took the memory from me. There are things till this day that I'm not able to remember and talk about because that's what aliens do. That's why I feel like I was abducted, because I know what I experienced. And even when I came out of the experience and I tried to explain it to my friends, like I really wanted to, I was like, I need to tell you guys what I just went through. I need to tell you right now before the information is taken from me. I could feel it as I was talking. I can feel the presence of this thing every time I talk about this story to someone. And it's been on, I can count on one hand that I've shared this story. I can feel myself starting to unlock certain information, and then it's gone. It's like, and that is what really makes me think that there's an otherworldly, the extraterrestrial force that sort of controls the conscious evolution or expansion of human beings. Okay, I don't know if they just like operate on when we evolve or not, but it's like, one thing I know for sure is that there's certain things I'm better off not remembering. So I'm sharing with you guys the details that I am able to remember and that are safely able to be shared. We're all children in the eyes of this thing. It was so huge. And I do want to mention the Stranger Things. Okay, I watched the Stranger Things about a year ago, and that the first season, I know there's like 4 seasons now, the fourth season is like in the making or whatever, but back to the first season of the Stranger Things, for those Stranger Things fans out there, do you know that big black spider thing in the upside down world? Now see, in 2012, this wasn't even out. I had not even known about this, but years later, seeing that part in that season, it really triggered me, because I'm like, oh my god, that is so similar to the thing that I experienced in that moment where I had this weird occasion with my friends, my abduction or whatever. It looked a lot like the big black spider thing in Stranger Things 1. I mean, it was that big. It was probably bigger. But like I said, the memory, the true form of this thing, I'm not able to comprehend. They blocked that out for me. And I'm supposed to be grateful for that, apparently. Every time I share that part of the story, it was almost like that this thing communicated that with me. Like, you know what? On your behalf, I'll allow you not to remember this. Because I actually asked that. I put my hands together. I looked up at this thing. I'm so small, and I was begging it to literally have mercy on me. I was like, please have mercy. Don't hurt me and my friends. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore. Like, I had uncovered some kind of all-knowing energy. There was some kind of... It's like I understood the key of life. And now that's reminding me of In the Tall Grass. If you guys have watched In the Tall Grass, that's like a movie on Netflix. There was this rock in that movie where if you touched it, you understood life itself. You understood the fucking code of the universe and why everything is. And there's something unpleasant about that, you guys. For those of you listening who really like knowledge and, like enlightenment like I do, I'm that too. And even me as a person that is literally in love with knowing more and knowledge and stuff like that. This particular information or whatever, this particular section of knowing, it was like, oh, okay, I want to go back to being human. I want to go back to being innocent. It was like oh my God, wow. The whole child thing. The reason why I was seen as a child in this dream is because my innocence, although I was embodying it and being seen as it was whatever I had learned, wherever I had wandered, in the ethers, what I had known at that point was so innocently shattering. Like, it shattered my innocence to know everything. And it's like the aliens or whatever they were, they know we're like that. They know humans like to create and study and learn and adventure, and this thing had mercy on me. I begged. I said, please, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. This is pretty much the end of the story, you guys, but there's just other things as well. Like, I remember seeing, almost like, and it's so weird, there's an app on my computer that I'm looking at right now that is literally a confirmation of what I'm about to say. You know those old negatives? I don't know if you guys remember like disposable cameras, right? Disposable cameras. You know the little brown like orange negatives that come in the envelope when you get a camera developed? It's like an old school film line. Like those old projectors where there'd be like a spindle of film. Well, I want you guys to envision like because I don't know the sequence or the chronological order that I experienced all this in, but the next thing that I have memory of, it was almost like after I begged this thing, like, please, like, don't hurt my friends. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Please, 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 like, have mercy on me. Then I was zapped to a different frame of consciousness where I'm in a dark room. It almost reminded me of like a negative room, like a room where you go to. So obviously there's some kind of metaphor here of pictures and film. And so maybe this is how life really is, you guys, a sequence of photographic, still frames of things that have happened, and I've seen movies. Obviously I'm not the only person who's experienced something like this, because other directors and people who have platforms have come out and they've articulated similar phenomenons in their movies. Okay, for instance, Inside Out with the memories, with the core memories and stuff, and Lock and Key, when you can unlock someone's head and you can go in their head and there's certain memories that are kind of still frames. There was all these still frames. They weren't still though, they were actually moving around. I also think I don't know if it's Interception or no, Interstellar may also be a movie. I think that's another one of those movies that there's been a lot of movies, you guys, that I've seen that just confirm this experience for me, and it makes me feel a lot less crazy and a lot less strange for having experienced something like this all these years ago. Anyways, I'm in a completely dark room. I mean, it's almost like I'm nowhere. There's nothing. Only thing I can see is in front of me. I mean, it's pitch black. It's almost not a room. I don't even know what to call this realm, okay? But it's like I was in a dark hole, or I was in a black hole, or I was in the dark matter sections of the universe, which I feel are very, very important when it comes to holding space for whatever you want to begin. Because dark holes or black holes, I think they're meant to consume. So wherever I was, it was like a vast nothingness, and all I could see were these bright TV screens in front of me. Several of them, several lines, and this is reminding me of that episode of Timmy Turner, our Fairly Odd Parents, where it's one of the first episodes, the internet episode of Timmy Turner, where he makes a wish to go inside the World Wide Web. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that's where I was, only dark. Only it wasn't fun, it wasn't a kid, but he's like riding those waves. And who knows, some of the things that I had seen prior to this experience, maybe, like I said, aliens work firmly on memory. All of us have our own podules of memory. And memory is so key when it comes to emotion. Water has memory is something else that I've learned very recently. So I see all these TV screens that they're all lined up in they look like a series of film rolling, and it's like I could look at each one and I seen different parts of myself. I saw my life playing out, moments I had already experienced. Some of the moments looked like scenes that I had not yet experienced. So I was in the past, the present, and the future. But the key here is that I really wanted to get back to the present. Guys, listen. I'm very powerful. I'm all into this spirit, and I've astral body projected. I do want to come out and share my astral projection story as well. I'm a firm believer in all this. I'm a firm practitioner in all these things. But even in that moment, I had the past, the present, and the future in the palm of my hand. Literally, and all I wanted to do was get back to the moment that I last remembered. I was like looking through these images, looking through this film in this dark room, trying to find the moment where I was on a bed with all I could remember is that I was on a bed and I was with my friends, and I just want to get back to that moment. I knew that was the moment that I had left. It was very essential that almost like Blue's Clues, when it's like, Blues could do, we can too, and he jumps into a picture. That's what I felt like I had to do, but first I had to unlock and actually find the frame that was playing that moment out. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I was inside my own head. I don't know if I was in the Akashic Records. I don't know if I was just in the collective subconscious. But the way that it was portrayed to me was a series of film in front of me, like a timeline of different moments playing out. And I saw certain significant things with certain significant people in my life at that time, but it didn't matter to me. Some people may have taken that moment to their advantage, like, ooh, I can time travel right now. Let's go into the future, let's go into the past. But because of what I had experienced with that larger thing that was literally residing over me, like this thing was very powerful, you guys. And I don't think it was God. I have a very interesting perception of God. I think God is a consciousness. I think we're all God. I think we're all the devil, it comes down to light and dark. So I don't think this was God. I think this was more of like an overlord. I think there are many of these things, but the thing is they're very big. We're all children to these things. And apparently I'm not able to, it's better that I don't remember what this thing was. So when I think of that moment, it's blacked out. I just see, but oh my God, like you can tell, or I can remember how big this thing was, because obviously I can tell the shape because it was all blacked out, you know what I mean? So I could still comprehend the massive size of this thing, which I think the aliens allowed me to remember, because it's important to remember that although I am important, I have a purpose, I am a part of a much larger thing. It was a reminder of how almost insignificant and tiny I am. So that's why whatever these things were, whatever this occurrence was, it does allow me to remember the size of it, because even though it's literally blurred out, I remember looking up, and it almost took up the whole sky. It was so big. I mean, it made me feel small, all right? And I think that's a significant detail, but I asked that thing to remove whatever knowledge it gave me. I said, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I feel like it was only a couple seconds of knowing. I didn't even experience a full minute, a full 60 seconds of all-knowing energy. And it was painful. It was painful to know all the things, and I don't remember. It took it away from me, and it's almost like I'm meant to be thankful. I will always remember the energy, because it didn't have to go that way. This could have went a very different way, you guys, and I don't want to think about the alternative. Like, I'm grateful if you're out there listening, Forrest, that was with me in 2012. I'm grateful that you took away your true form, because it was too much for me to comprehend. You wanted me to come back intact in one piece, so thank you. I just wanted to get back to my friends. I just wanted to get back to the last moment that I consciously remembered, and I could tell the difference of things that I had already experienced in the past on this film line in this dark room. I could tell future experiences, and I had no interest in traveling into the future. I don't really understand people who try to do that. My friend, the Libra friend that actually triggered me into this, he is an avid, he wants to astral project so bad, and I'm just like, why? I've done that by accident before, and it's terrifying. Like, it's very terrifying to completely understand the concept of time. And that's why I just like to say time is an illusion. It most definitely is, but time is an essential part of the matrix. It's essential key that mankind has created, and it's the keeper of all things. And to understand something like that, to understand why or when certain things are going to happen, it's life shattering. My life and understanding and my perception of things were completely shattered in this moment, and I just wanted to get back to my friends. That's one of the last things I remember, you guys. I did come to, I just, soon after, I must have found, I must have been able to find the specific square of film that was playing out, that was me and my friends, because I think I must have jumped into it, and I retook my consciousness back, and I'm awake. I wake up and I see my friends, they're traumatized. For me, it was like my eyes closed and my eyes opened. Yet I've been talking for almost an hour about this. So there's almost an hour, they do say that, like, in different dimensions, when you're abducted, or even when you're in a different realm, like heaven or hell, whatever, time is different. Even in the fairy realms, I've seen a lot of movies depict this as well, that time is very much different in space or in different realms. So I don't really know how long this thing took. It might have been minutes. But I just remember laughing with my friends one minute, my eyes getting covered and my ears getting covered the next minute, and something being chanted, and then all of a sudden I'm in this other realm, seeing shit, seeing this big ass thing, and crying and feeling like a child, and speaking Spanish apparently, and I'm crying, and When I opened my eyes, I saw my friends on the bed. I'm on the ground underneath that table, and I was like, guys, and they're like, whoa, that was so weird. And I was like, what happened? Like, I was like, oh my god. And then like it's like my memory came back to me. Well, what remained of my memory, because my memory has there's my memory is tampered with, you guys, and I don't like the feeling I get when I try to talk about this, because I can literally feel myself remembering that I need to forget. It's like remembering that you need to forget, or it's like forgetting a memory. That's what it feels like. It's there, but it's blurred out for great purpose, for great purpose. So I'm just gonna trust that that's on purpose and for a reason. But I was like, guys, oh my God, I need to tell you what just happened to me. You know, I wanted to know very much so what they saw as well as a Pisces, because I'm like, was that just an illusion? Like, and they told me a little bit, you know, they weren't really taking it that serious. They were just, I remember my female friend Libra, I think she was kind of emotional. She was like, you know, she's like, that was scary. Like, she was crying for me. And my Sagittarius friend, my Libra friend, being a strong Libra, see, my female Libra friend's on the cusp of Scorpio, so she's more emotional. My Libra friend, the male Libra, the October 1st Libra, the one that closed my ears and kind of put me into this, or helped me experience this, I should say, he was just into it. You know, he was just trying to understand, you know, oh, I forgot. Wow, this part's coming to me. So he actually, although he was a big part of sending me into this transit, I do remember him hugging me. I wasn't fully back yet. I wasn't fully back in my mind yet, and I wasn't sure what was going on in reality, what my friends could see, but I do remember my Libra friend saying, it's okay. It's okay. So, yeah, he embraced me around the time in my outer body experience where I was in that film room. I remember feeling someone's embrace and his words. Yeah, wow. That is something that I did not remember. So take that, aliens. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's a memory that I had forgot, but that just came to me. Wow. Yeah, he was very emotionally supportive, but very detached as well, trying to understand what took place in an intellectual way. So when I came to, you know, I'm like, guys, everything okay? Like, I see my friend and she's crying. I'm like, everything okay? But then I remembered, I was like, oh my God, I need to share with you what I just experienced. So I pretty much told them everything that I just told you guys. But the thing is I didn't know if they believed me. I don't know if they believe me. I don't know if you guys believe me, but this was something that happened to me, okay? And I'm talking, and when I start to explain the part of the story to my friends about the negative room in the TVs, my Libra friend, the male Libra, October 1st, the one that covered my ears, he said, oh my God, Braylon, oh my God, I've experienced that too. I've had dreams like that, dude. So I guess that was some kind of confirmation to him. Okay, and I was just happy to be understood by someone in that moment, whether he was being honest or not. For some reason, that part of the story triggered a memory within him. He was like, I've been there. That's reminding me of a movie that I just recently watched a couple months ago called Horse Girl. Horse Girl on Netflix. That is a crazy film about dreams and abduction and aliens, and I'm just happy that other people have obviously at least thought of these phenomenons. I'm a firm believer that certain movies are actually like secret messages to the masses. But the Horse Girl, yeah, definitely. There was a part in that movie where, you know, she explained a certain dream that she kept having, and that's the other girl she was talking to was like, oh wow, how do you know that? How do you know about that? I've dreamt about that for months now. And so there's just certain things that maybe in this video that you guys have heard that may trigger certain things. You know, this is all about a sequence of events unfolding. Certain things that I've said, that's how aliens work, through technology, through information being relayed through the matrix. It's very Aquarian energy. It's very Uranian. Hopefully this was enlightening at the least for you guys, or entertaining, you know what I mean? But yeah, everybody tried to kind of brush it off after that. I was weird for I felt like there was I felt like I had seen a ghost the rest of that night, and for weeks that haunted me, because I just didn't know what happened to me. I just didn't know. And you can chop it all up to, oh, you smoked weed and you couldn't handle it. But no, guys, this felt very real to me. It's something that has stuck with me, you know, almost a decade later. I'm just happy that I know it happened around 2011, 2012. It was probably Neptune energy, but My name is Braylon Caldwell, and I was abducted in 2012. And it's really helpful for me to get this out there. Like I said, there will be a certain cause and effect of this video, which I'm prepared for the best that I can be. And I'm willing to accept what happens after this, whatever that might be, because I really do think it's time to share this, and I hope it reached some of you guys and helped some of you guys out there. I guess we'll see. So please comment in this video about what you think. Comment anything that sort of triggered you, if you have any similarities or just anything, any feedback or comments, even questions, you guys, would be great. I also want to say, this is something I want to do more often. I want a podcast. I want a radio show. I'm much more comfortable just talking on camera than I am being visually seen on camera. So you can look forward to many more videos like this, just sharing stories. I'm also working on a dream series because I have wild dreams, you guys. I do. I have wild experiences like this all the time. So I am going to have a dream series coming out soon. Whenever I have my next significant dream, I will probably start there and just have certain episodes where it's just meant for you to listen in the headphones. Maybe when you're driving or when you're laying down, whenever you guys want to watch me and listen to me. And I also want to share other stories. Depending on the feedback I get from this, I want to share my astral projection stories. Things that I've seen I've only astral projected a couple times, but I do want to come out and share a few more significant stories about myself. I want to open my YouTube channel up to be a bit more personal about my life and not just, strictly tarot. So I just want to thank each and every one of you guys out there who listened to this story. You took part in me being able to release, emotion and things that I've had all these years about this situation. Aliens are real. Now that Saturn's in Aquarius, I definitely expect to see the collective being slowly abducted more. Not to cause fear or anything, but aliens are definitely amongst us. As Saturn moves through Aquarius after June, we will definitely see karma as a collective. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. I think this is the end of my story. I feel a lot better. And until next time, until the next story, I will see you guys later. Bye.